What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be talking none other than the most recent set coming out, and that has to be the next EX set. This one introduces a lot of good stuff in EX-07. This is your Liberator set, and without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it, shall we? So similar to its counterpart of EX-06, Inferno Extension, the Liberator set comes with a few nice little trinkets. A little bit of, if you buy the whole set, you should be able to build a deck out of it. Not a bad trade-off, right? A lot of this felt kind of like, oh, you need the starter deck, you need a bunch of fucking promos, and you need a bunch of other crap, and then at the end of the day, this is how it's going to mesh together. Well, at the end of the day here, this is how it meshes together. First off, let's get into the basically Dragon Link deck. Hina didn't even get a new tamer, which is kind of upsetting to me. Hina should have definitely got a tamer because she needed at least a mem setter of her own. I think if you had a grand total of 8 Hinas, this deck would probably be very scary because now the whole deck has constant synergy with each other, and you're not trying to find a needle in the haystack for 4 cards. And that is a problem. So, taking that into account, the deck is pretty solid. It actually does what it wants to do. And thank God they learned their lessons by making these things have when digivolving effects, so you don't have to rely on Hina, because that was a big issue, because if you didn't see Hina, your deck kind of bricked. And when your deck bricks, you kind of can't play the game. So, you know, at the end of the day, now you have HeavyMetaldramon having a when digivolving effect. Then what's really amazing about this is that the fact that this one will play a Earth Dragon or Rock Dragon from your trash, which would trigger all your on plays across the board. And same thing with this Volcanodramon. Same thing. This one will play one from hand. Now, again, a lot of decks have this small issue of, you kill my stack, I need to build up and raising. If you did this immediately as I rose up, I'm screwed kind of situation. Well, taking a look at that, we kind of get this situation. We understand this. Well, get me by here. So all turns when the Digimon would leave the battle area, other than by your effects, you may play one Digimon with Machine or Sky Dragon with play costs. Both play cost effects are really powerful, especially if you take Volcanodramon combination with the Metallics. You really are in a good spot. This can slow down your opponent's game strats and make them have a bad time. I think a lot of the new support did a great job of fixing a lot of its major original issues. Was that, yeah, you did really do nothing unless you saw Hina. Now at least half your support has when digivolving effect now. That will benefit you in some way, shape, or form. They have a strong on-play skill, which Hina can take advantage of, so now it has a when digivolving and on-play. Really good. So the deck has a lot of potential. If you guys want to give this a try, this is probably a good starting point list. As I mentioned before, I try to use these videos to give you that get your feet wet, kind of get an understanding. Not these will be the competitive versions. I do take these from CG Guide and just use them as the basis of, okay, this has at least some sort of merit of a first place win or reaching second or third. So with that information, we kind of can go from there. Next, we do have Hexeblaumon. Definitely got some really solid support that you can combo really nicely with the Zudomon line. The Gomamon, the Ikakus, and the Zudomon Ace. The goal is to make it so that when you swing in with the new ability of Ice Clad, the ability that says that basically instead of us checking DP thresholds, we're checking stacks. So if I have more than you, GG's, good luck, your guy just died and got yeeted. It doesn't matter if he's 30,000 or 80,000. You could be a million DP. If you only have one source and he has 5, you're screwed out of your mind. So we take that into account. This card has a great when digivolving effect. Trash any 4 Digievolution of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digievolution cards, return one of your opponent's Tamers to the bottom of the deck. Tamer hate is always beneficial. Makes your opponent have a bad time. So We take this into account, and opponents turn, none of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digi-Evolution cards as this Digimon can suspend. So being able to prevent stuff from happening is really solid. We're also attacking into Mirage Galgas because Mirage Galga can do some crazy shenanigans. And what do I mean by this? At least if they're building up enough in their hand to try to take down the Hexeblaumon, Mirage can at least help prevent that and apply some pressure that way. It's up to you how you want to build decks, but I think this is pretty solid, especially because we don't have access to one of the main aces that they kind of use is the Gabumon ace. So that is their backup level 7. We could just make 2 Paladin mode aces and call it a day, and then something else. But I figure Mirage is just another screw you card that Hexeblaumon is just gonna like to have. At the end of the day, he makes extensions on his own, and then he's a really annoying, especially if your opponent has to search. Then we do have the Puppet Brigade, or aka Cinderellmon. So this Cinderellmon is basically pretty cool. Overclock trait, this basically says at the end of turn, by deleting one of your tokens or puppet trait Digimon, this Digimon may attack a player without suspending. That's pretty awesome. They gave the ability of what deck? The Hunters. So basically you got to address a Lilithmon's attack ability by just popping something. So this will let you attack twice, which is not bad. Again, a lot of play styles need to be met here. An annoying deck, for sure. Promos are expensive as fuck, and you're gonna have a bad time if you're gonna try to build Ariza. What's nice about Ariza is that you don't need the promo tamer Ariza, so you're really solid there. And actually, to be honest with you, the list I chose for you, I think only plays one promo Shushumon. So basically everything else is from the main starter deck and the set. So this should be able to actually handle the format a little bit better for you. So I think this one will be the easier of the 2 main leads to build, because the other one has like 80 promos you gotta get, and it's annoying, but I digress. Zen. But let's take a look here. Cinderella here from starter deck 19. It's got blocker, it does the overclock shenanigans, and then when digivolving you get to play 2 familiar tokens. I need to work on those, by the way. I am working on familiar tokens to be up on my Etsy store. I have them made, I just need to make them look better. But all in all, we got one. By the way, who printed this card? Seriously. 2 cost, draw a card, then you may play a level 3 Digimon with puppet in traits from your hand without paying its cost. Who came up with this? 2 cost, womp womp, you play a Shumon, or you play the pawn chest. Again, who came up with this with really strong on plays? This one's a searcher for 2 cost now. This turn, when this Digimon would digivolve into a card with puppet in straight to reduce the cost by 1. You know, Chessmon on place by trashing 1 card with puppet, draw 2. You know, Pawn Chessmon, the dark version, is on deletion at least. So you have 2 really good on play low ends that you really want to go off, but all of them just really do some benefits too. And then Wonder Stomp being able to, for 3 memory efficiently, just do what you need to climb is really scary and annoying actually at the end of the day. But it's kind of cool to see where they're going with it. What do you guys think? Is Cinderellmon what you're going to be building? Now let's get into Mr. Promo heavy deck of go fuck yourself. This asshole. So this card is just a streaming I'm a jerk, but we'll get into more of this in a minute. This card's a promo. Let's look for more promos. No, not a promo. Oh, this promo right here. You need to make sure you get 3 of these plus this promo. Then you need 4 of this promo. And then not to mention 3 of these promos. Whopping total of money. Oh, I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here. If you guys want to build Vortex, expect a bare minimum of at least $200+. That is sad, especially because the promos are so necessities. Luckily, we do have the Evo Cups that'll help alleviate the damage, but at the end of the day, God, this sucks. A deck that is strictly really good is paid-walled so badly, and it's green! When has green ever been above like $100? Let's be straight. But Vortex, basically, at the end of your turn, this Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. This Digimon may attack with this effect on the turn it was played. So being able to get around Summoning Sickness to be able to attack is really beneficial, especially comboed with its Shoto Tamers. It does a lot. The deck is very focused on its Vortex ability, being able to apply pressure that way by answering threats, even if you just hard played. That is vitally strong for a deck. And it does make sense why some of this is going to be expensive, because being able to fundamentally play around the biggest mechanic, and that is Summoning Sickness, is amazing, to be honest with you. So just keep this in mind when you're deck building and stuff like that. This will be one of your more expensive decks, sadly. Now let's get into Lilithmon. Lilithmon X got new support in this set, while Lilithmon itself. So all turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, other than in battle, if Lilithmon or X antibodies Digivolution by deleting one other Digimon, it doesn't leave. All turns, when another Digimon is deleted, if it is your turn, you may play one purple level 4 or lower Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. If it's your opponent's turn, trash the top card of the opponent of the security stack. Lilithmon X antibody is really powerful. It combos extremely well with its own on-play shenanigans when digivolving. Being able to, end of a turn of your turn, delete this Digimon. You know, this is very powerful. And then you have seventh Fashion. This card here, this basically says your turn, trash when your Digimon digivolves into Lilithmon X by returning this to the bottom of the deck, activate its main effect. All your opponent's Digimon gains, end of turn, delete one of your Digimon until the end of turn. This could clear wide boards without even sneezing. This is a really interesting way. And also, they made a token for Lady Devi as well for X antibody. It creates a Valen and Zordarkin. So both the arm and then the Shadow Demon behind it are both created as a token. So that's kind of cool that they kind of went with this route. The deck is just basically what we were playing with Mervamon Anubis shenanigans, but with the combination of Lilithmons in and Liberators X. I think it's a really solid deck, has a lot of potential. We'll see if it actually holds long term or if it'll even top. I don't know. It's up to you guys to figure that part out. Then we do have Beelstar or Bellastar. This girl got new support in the form of her X antibody. So you can use one option with 3 Musketeers in its text from your hand without paying its cost. And then when digivolving by trashing 2 cards with 3 Musketeer traits in its Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level and trash the top card of their security stack. Not a bad trade-off, because especially if you can combo in with its counterpart here, you know, delete one of your opponent's 3, 4, 5, and then place this card as a bottom Digivolution of one of your 3 Musketeer traits. Not a bad trade-off. You get a lot of decent coverage with its new options, but you can't play them for free by this Bellastar, but you can use it with X antibody. I mean, it's up to you how you want to go about it, but also with the fact that we got starter deck 6 Gabumon back, I think the deck actually has a little bit more speed tempo now, because, you know, draw a card then trash a card, really solid for its when attacking. And it's not bad because you can combo with Garurumon X antibody and Garurumon and just go off from there. I think it has a lot to stand on its 2 legs here, and we'll have to see long term if it actually matters. Then we do have the Nature Spirit stack. Make sure you get this promo because you need it. But all in all, it's all Digimon with Nature Spirit traits. It focuses on getting into Talokomon. Here, this card is a Aztec deity Digimon. Kind of interesting how it's really Aztecs style. I like the concept, but a DNA digivolves with a green-yellow level 6 and a black-blue level 6. So basically, RideMyAvatar and your Liberators Ace are both great targets for this card. Then basically you may play one Digimon with Nature Spirit traits and a play cost 7 or less from your hand without paying its cost. If you need DNA Digivolve, you can play up to 2 Digimon with different colors with Nature Spirit traits and then play cost 7 or less without paying its cost. When Digivolving, when attacking your turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP for each of your Digimon. Wide board clear. Why not play Heaven's Judgment to make your opponent sad? Shoto just basically to make your guys have blocker. But Liberators Ace is kind of one of the targets you want to play. On play, when Digivolving, 2 of your opponent's suspended Digimon gets minus 8,000 DP for the turn. When Digivolving, when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. Not a bad trade-off. He kind of gets multi-attacking in as long as you can apply pressure, right? Not a bad trade-off. I think we have a lot going on here, and I think this is pretty cool. Then we do have Beelstarmon, the 3 Musketeer deck, and it's pretty decent, actually. I mean, with the new options, you kind of play differently. You build up your stack. You get to use the options, tuck them in, and, you know, you have Beelstarmon Ace. That is basically Blast Digivolution, but on play, when Digivolving, return one option from your hand, from your trash to your hand. That may use one option with 3 Musketeer traits from your hand without paying its cost. When attacking by trashing one option card in this Digivolution card, you may use one option with 3 Musketeer traits in your hand without paying its cost. Not a bad trade-off, right? I think that's pretty solid, especially because you have Durblitz. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost and place this as a bottom Digivolution. You do have this one that'll delete 3 4s and 5s. Then you have a Chaos Triangle, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, 9,000 DP for each of this Digimon with 3 Musketeer traits with different names. Add 3,000 DP to the effects maximum. This is placed as a bottom Digivolution of one of your 3 Musketeers. So with just one activating it, you're going to at least get a 12k pop. That's not bad. You have Gundramon and you have Magna Kidmon, all trying to viability to play your options with their Wisdom Digivolving effects. This one searches and you may use one option. At least this one searches the top of your deck. This one uses an option with 3 Musketeer traits from your hand without paying cost, then draw cards until you have 6 in hand, and then by trashing one option with Digivolution cards, one of your Digimon gets through with 3 Musketeers, gain a security attack 1 for the turn. And then this one is all turns when this Digimon with 3 Musketeer traits would leave the battle other than by your effects by trashing one option in this Digivolution, they don't leave. Kind of really good protection, especially because now your options now gain some decent value, especially because protection skills are kind of important. And then let's talk about HeavyMetaldramon. I couldn't find crap on this thing. To be honest with you, I think it needs another wave of support, maybe 3 before it's actually really good. It took basically the expression of, hey, Megidramon, you bit me. I'm now infected with your slobber. Let me go and be you. Megidramon. The fuck you, too. Let's just grab the fastest one. Hey baby, hey baby, hey baby, baby, baby. Hey yo, hey yo. Do 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 do. Where are you, Megidramon? Oh, that's not in this pack. It's in the Liberator. This is in this pack because they want to just screw with my head. But yeah, you kind of can see it, right? Right. If you put them up really close to each other, they're the exact same thing. This is the cool older brother, and this is the edgy middle sibling that just basically wants to be edgy. Let's be honest. I got guitar for wings. Screams edgy boy. But the fact that when Digivolving, trash 2 cards in your hand, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much DP or less as this Digimon, and then end of your turn, you may play one Digimon with Evil Dragon trait, and a play cost 8 or less from your trash without paying its cost. For each card in your hand, remove 1 from this effect's play cost maximum. This thing gets smaller. For every card in your hand, this thing is counterproductive to you. I mean, it's anti-Mirage, right? Right? No. Just bad game design. I hopefully it gets the support and TLC it needs. It definitely, since it's a main character's book story, we could definitely see some value. But at the moment, it's gonna be tough. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.